Silent people are often misunderstood. Most people assume silence means shyness, weakness, insecurity, or lack of confidence. But psychology suggests something very different. Silence is often not the absence of thoughts. It is the presence of too many thoughts happening at once. And once you understand the psychology behind silent people, you'll realize they often observe more, understand more, and react less than everyone else. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why silent people often have a kind of mental strength that others don't notice. Silence is often observation. Silent people are usually observers. Instead of talking to fill space, they watch people's behavior, tone of voice, body language, small emotional changes. While others focus on being heard, silent people focus on understanding. Psychologically, this connects to high social awareness. Their brain spends less energy speaking and more energy processing. This is why silent people often notice things others miss. They remember details. They detect patterns in behavior. They sense emotional shifts in conversations. Not because they are trying to, but because silence naturally creates awareness. Silent people process before they speak. Most people speak while thinking. Silent people think before speaking. This difference may seem small, but it changes everything. The human brain processes information in layers. Emotion first, logic second. Many people react from emotion immediately. Silent people often pause long enough for logic to catch up. That pause makes their responses calmer, more precise, less impulsive, and sometimes they decide not responding is the smartest response. This isn't hesitation, it's mental filtering, silence, and emotional control. Another psychological trait common in silent people is emotional regulation. They don't always express emotions immediately. This doesn't mean they don't feel deeply. Often it's the opposite. Silent people frequently experience emotions strongly, but they prefer to understand them before expressing them. Instead of reacting outwardly, they process internally. This creates the impression that they are calm even in stressful situations. And emotional stability is often mistaken for emotional distance. But there's a difference. Silent people aren't empty, they're controlled. Why silent people avoid small talk? Small talk is designed for social comfort, not deep understanding. Silent people often find it mentally exhausting. Their brains are more interested in ideas, meaningful conversations, patterns, and deeper questions. Talking just to avoid silence feels unnecessary to them. This is why silent people may appear distant in large groups, but engaged in one-on-one conversations. They prefer depth over volume, quality over quantity, understanding over attention. The misinterpretation of silence. Society often rewards loudness. Confident people are expected to speak more. Strong personalities are expected to dominate conversations. Leaders are expected to be expressive. Because of this, silence is often misjudged. People assume silent individuals lack opinions, lack confidence, lack intelligence, lack interest. But psychology shows something surprising. In many cases, silent people are simply more selective about expression. They don't feel the need to comment on everything. And that selectivity can look like mystery. Silence creates psychological presence. There's something powerful about a person who doesn't rush to speak. In group settings, silent individuals often attract attention without trying. Why? Because the human brain is curious about unpredictability. When someone talks constantly, their behavior becomes predictable. But when someone speaks rarely, their words carry more weight. This is called communication scarcity. The less frequently something appears, the more valuable it feels. This is why quiet people often seem thoughtful, serious, and emotionally grounded, even when they're simply being themselves. Silent people and independence. Silent people often develop strong internal independence. They spend more time in their own thoughts than most people. This can lead to self-reflection, independent thinking, clear personal values. Instead of being shaped by every social opinion around them, they form beliefs slowly and carefully. Silence creates space for identity to develop internally, and people who rely less on constant external validation often appear more stable. Not louder, just steadier. The mental energy factor. Talking constantly requires energy. So does social performance. Silent people conserve mental energy by speaking only when necessary. This doesn't mean they dislike people. It means they manage their attention carefully. Psychologically, this is similar to cognitive energy conservation. Their focus goes towards thinking, analyzing, and understanding, not constant expression. And over time, this builds mental clarity. When silent people finally speak, one interesting pattern appears in social psychology. When a silent person finally speaks, people listen, not because silence makes them superior, but because rarity creates attention. Their words often sound deliberate, considered, meaningful, and this reinforces the perception that silent people are wise or thoughtful. Even a simple sentence can carry impact when it isn't surrounded by unnecessary noise. The strength behind silence. Silence is not always confidence, but it often requires confidence. It takes self-security to exist in a conversation without trying to dominate it. It takes emotional discipline to listen when you could react. It takes awareness to observe when you could interrupt. And it takes strength to be comfortable without constant validation. Silent people are not trying to be mysterious. They are often just comfortable in their own mental space. The truth about silent people. Here's the truth. Silent people aren't silent because they have nothing to say. They're silent because not everything needs to be said. In a world full of noise, silence becomes noticeable. In a world full of reactions, calmness becomes powerful. And in a world where everyone wants to be heard, the people who understand first often speak last. Silence is not emptiness. It is awareness without performance. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room understands the most.